This is Eden from HelixxVR with the Payday 2 VR Quick Guide. This is meant to be a quick guide just to introduce new players who've come in with the VR version. I'll be covering parts specific to the VR version, and will mention some of the basics too. For those who haven't seen this game before, it's a primarily multiplayer co-op game. Up to 4 players can pull off heists together. In most heists, you can either do it in perfect stealth, go in guns blazing, or do something between. Some heists are one or the other though. When you choose a heist, be aware that the more skulls, the higher the difficulty. The upper difficulties can be very difficult even if you have max level and know how to play. I personally think that the game shines the most when trying stealth. There's also that the lower level players can pull off some of the higher difficulty stealth heists with just a few skills, where going in guns blazing wouldn't work out so well for them. This can let them level up quickly. There is a lot more to this game than just rushing in and drilling a safe while the cops try to kill you. It is a very teamwork based game, so communication is vital. I'll go through the more important menu stuff first. On the left menu you can calibrate your height where the belt is and things along those lines. You can also choose whether you'd like a manual reloading or automatic reloading. For manual reloading you need to press the grip button on your right hand, wait for the reload box to finish, and then put your hand inside there. Going back to the main menu. To play online, just go to crime.net, to play offline, go to crime.net offline. Just be aware that your AI teammates are pretty useless in anything but a fight, and not brilliant there either. This game is really meant to be played multiplayer. Inventory is too much for this guide, at least in depth, but in short it lets you choose your equipment, much of which can be modified with unlocks. There are both cosmetic mods, notably your masks, and functional mods such as barrels for guns and the like. One of the most important things here is putting a silencer mod on your pistol. Laser sights have also been recommended heavily for VR users particularly. One thing of note is your weapon and armors will affect your detection rating. In Plan A, that is stealthing the level, a low detection lowers your detection risk. In Plan B, that is going loud, a low detection can still benefit you by lowering the distance an enemy can target you from. Of course, some bulky armor will protect you more from a bullet than a suit, even if it's not exactly stealthy. There are builds where you'll go for dodge with a suit rather than big armor though, but that's something to look into later. Skills, which is also in inventory, is another one that really require their own guide and many will be out of date, as there are some new VR skills, and some regular skills don't really lend themselves to VR gameplay. In short though, as you level up, you can acquire skills, such as unlocking special equipments, opening up new interactions, or changing the current ones, reviving other players just by shouting at them, or making enemies surrender to you. You can reset your skill points and reassign them too. Perk decks are another way to customize your character abilities, similar to skills in a way. You can choose between them and level them up. Inventory, skills and the perk deck will become very important for high difficulties, but at a lower level I'd encourage you to experiment to see what they do and which you prefer. Infamy you shouldn't have to worry about if you're a beginner. In short, it's resetting your level and skills after you hit level 100 for some bonuses. Options is pretty self-explanatory, but for VR in particular you may want to go there to disable push to talk. I personally suggest lowering the music and sound effects as well, as they often drown out the voice. You may also see options for mods under options. This game does support modding, so you're not in danger of a ban like in some games. There is a smooth locomotion mod which some may be interested in. See my video about that linked in the description. I'll just let you use a trackpad rather than using teleport to move about. Missions have a set of objectives which may change depending on how things go. A basic one for example is robbing a bank. You may sneak in, take out the guards and the alarm, type all the civilians, drill through to the safe and quietly take it all out to the van. Or you may walk in the front door wearing all the heavy armour, start shooting up the place and defend yourself while you drill through and take it all out under fire. Now in most missions you'll start in casing mode. In this mode you can move around the map to look around or mark guards and cameras. You cannot interact with anything or enter combat however. You'll be guided through objectives by a voice, but you'll also have a screen on your left hand with them on. You can end casing mode by putting your mask on, or you'll forcibly leave it if you get too close to a guard or camera. If you put your mask on, you can be detected much more easily, but you'll have more options. If you are trying to complete the mission quietly, you can either do this by not being noticed at all in some missions, or by taking out up to 4 guards, answering their pages, and taking control of the place, or something in between. As you go around the level, you'll come across things such as doors which can be opened, safes which can be drilled, and so on. On the Vive, you use the left grip button to interact with these sort of things. As mentioned, skills can improve these or unlock new actions such as using C4 to blow a safe, or an ECM device to quietly open up a security door. As part of taking control of a place, you can shout at civilians to get down, and then cable tie them to secure them as prisoners. On the Vive, these are both done with a grip button on your left hand. Your team may not have enough cable ties. You can get more with certain skills, but sometimes you just need to take the penalty and shoot civilians. As well as stopping them from alerting anyone, the benefits of securing civilians include delaying assault waves, being traded for your teammates who have been captured, and reducing the amount of enemies targeting you. As mentioned, you can kill civilians, but it is discouraged both by a cash penalty and by making it more difficult to trade remaining civilians for your team members. Now, as soon as you are detected and an alert goes off, the mission turns loud. Waves of police will come at you soon after. At this point, you'll likely want to look at your belt. On the right side, you can grab your primary weapon by touching it and clicking the grip button. This is the same for any of the belt items, including the primary weapon, the secondary weapon, or a throwable item such as a grenade. On the left side, you can grab a melee weapon, grab your placeable item, and store bags which you've grabbed. Placeable items include things such as ammo kits, health kits, and stealth items. Keep an eye on the information over your gun too. You can see your health, stamina, and ammo there. When the mission does turn loud, your objective might change depending on the mission, so make sure to check. Now, if you're playing with non-VR players, there are a few things to keep in mind. VR players can take out shields much more easily with any gun, as we can shoot over or around the shields if close by. Another benefit of being a VR player is that we can do interactions such as picking locks with one hand and shoot with the other. On the downside, some people have said that their accuracy goes down quite a bit while playing the VR version, which is why they recommended the laser pointer. Now, most people playing Payday 2 use push to talk, whereas you cannot as there's no button for it. Some may get annoyed with this. That's all for now. There's no way to cover everything in one guide, but I hope this has been helpful to start you off. I'll just finish this off with a reminder. At the moment, please remember that the VR version of this game is in beta. It's missing most of the heists, certain features, and not everything works perfectly. Things are likely to change, things will be added, and just overall, the game is going to improve. That's about all for this quick guide. This was Eden from HelixxVR. As always, please remember to like and subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this.